Hello and welcome. Yes, the day is finally here, the start of my F1 2020 My Team Career Mode. And as you can see on the screen at the moment, this is the car we shall be driving this season. We've gone for a nice black and gold design, and I have to say I think it does look incredible, especially in the lighting at the moment. Let me know what you guys think of it in the comments below. So for our team, we've gone for a pretty simple name. I am XSmithyX, my surname is Smith, so we've gone for the imaginatively titled Smith Racing. We're going to be an independent team in the mould of Williams, the small privateer team that you used to see in F1 back in the 90s and the early 2000s. And over the course of this career, we're going to be trying to rise up and hopefully win both the Drivers' and the Constructors' Championships. Before we jump in then, I just want to quickly talk about how this series is going to run, because I am doing this slightly differently to the way that other YouTubers do F1 career modes. So for the first season, what we're going to do is I'm going to be uploading 3 videos a week, so they'll be on a Saturday, a Sunday and a Monday. And what my plan is I'm going to follow the real life sort of race weekend schedule, just so we can sort of build a bit more hype, but also go into a bit more depth in the career modes, rather than one race weekend being condensed into like a half an hour minute video. You're going to be getting 3 videos for every race weekend. So on a Saturday, you'll get a video like this one today, where we'll go into the team management side of the game in between race weekends. So that'll be looking at R&D, signing sponsors, doing driver negotiations, upgrading the HQ, doing activities with the team, as well as then giving a brief overview of how practice goes, because that hasn't really changed over the last few games. You guys know the score by now, so we'll just give a brief overview of that, sort of gloss over it, before hopping into the main event of the Saturday video, which is going to be qualifying and setting the grid for the race. Sundays then, as you can probably guess, that is going to be race day. It's going to be the main event of the week, the big production. And the way I'm going to do this, which makes this career slightly different, is instead of just focusing on my team, focusing on my car during the race and commentating over it, I want to try and recreate that full F1 race experience that you get on TV. So we're going to be doing full 50% races. You're going to be seeing all of it. It's going to be commentated over. We're going to have custom overlays that I've been creating, team radio, onboard and offboard cameras, and we're going to try and make it as close to a TV production as you can. We're going to get you guys involved as well. Driver of the day, we're going to get you guys to vote on that for every single race. We're going to get you to talk about the race's big moments and the big talking points, because I want to get you guys involved in this career mode. Then on the Monday, that will be when we do a race review of the whole race. That's where we'll look at the comments you guys have left, talk about the big moments in the race, give my analysis of them, as well as looking more in depth at our race, because obviously we're not going to watch all of it on the Sunday. So on the Monday, we'll review our race, see how it went, and then preview the race for the weekend after. So now we know how the career mode's going to work, we've introduced a team, we've introduced the car, so let's jump into our first interview with F1 TV's Will Buxton.
Okay, we're live in 5, 4, 3.
Hello folks, and welcome to the HQ of Formula One's newest team. We've been invited backstage to gain an exclusive insight into what could be one of the most exciting entries in the sport for many years. Now, we've seen a number of new teams enter the sport over the last decade, amongst their number Manor, Caterham, HRT and of course Haas. And while some have proved to be successful, others have morphed into different teams and some have disappeared completely. What marks this team out though as being something different is that its owner is also its driver. Now, there's a rich history of that in Formula 1 too. Sir Jack Brabham, John Surtees, Graham Hill and Bruce McLaren all drove their own cars in the sport, but it has become increasingly rare in recent years. What's very special about this team though is that while the team itself is new to Formula 1, so too is its driver and owner.
Whatever happens this season, you've already made the history books. Tell me, do you feel up to the mammoth task of both managing and driving for a Formula 1 team?
So for this question, I just went for the one that seemed to speak to me most, so I went for the right-hand option, saying I won't lie, it's going to be a lot of work and there's even more to come. But I've taken the risk. I believe in myself and the team.
Every team needs 2 drivers, but what was it that drew you to your teammates?
Now, we'll reveal who is driving alongside me soon, but what my thinking was is we're going to be trying to nick the odd point here and there, maybe in a wet race or something like that, so we've gone for a driver with quite high awareness. So for this question, I've gone for the answer on the left. that their skill set really suits our team, and that is what we're going to pick.
No one aims to finish bottom of the table. Who's the team you're aiming to beat?
So I said it in the intro, we are going to be quite a small team. We'll be battling at the back this season, so I've picked the top answer that we're going to aim to beat Williams in the coming season.
How are you expecting the car to feel out on track?
Now, some of these answers do give you boosts, they give you free upgrades, but I don't want any of that. I want this to be a true Road to Glory career mode, so I picked the answer on the right. Doesn't give you any bonus upgrades, but I think it's probably the most realistic for this situation.
The other teams now have years of experience, both on and off the track. How are you planning to catch up to them?
Again, the same, just a very non-committal answer, the one on the left.
Overtaking is a key part of this sport. How have you ensured that your car can take advantage of each opportunity that comes your way?
So this is the one area I did focus on with the questions, is trying to upgrade the durability department. We want to be that team that nicks the odd point through not having to take grid penalties.
And finally, which of your new departments are you most proud of?
And the same again, we praise the durability department to try and boost that up a bit, get them a more reliable car, and try and nick the odd point through no retirements, and again, not having to take grid penalties.
Well, that's about all we've got time for here. We will see how this fledgling team fares in its first Grand Prix.
Okay, great, thank you. That's a wrap.
So here we are then, on the homepage of the new career mode. Very nice looking screen here as we just cycle quickly through the menus. The first decision we have to make is where to allocate our new time on this new timeline menu system that they've implemented for this game. So each of these things we can do will impact the team. So you can upgrade the department morale, we can upgrade our second driver and train those up, we can get team and driver acclaim to get us better sponsors and more money, we can get resource points, or as you can see with the merchandise sale here, get us more cash. So I chose with these to go for the pre-season merchandise sale, because as you can see at the top we only have £400,000 left, so get a bit more money in. And then I also went for the driver training camp to try and upgrade our second driver as early as possible. There you can see it adds 3 to some of his stats, which, considering you start off with an F2 teammate, needs to be upgraded, so those are the ones I went for. Now on to the main sponsor. We signed with TriStar to be our main sponsor for this season. Now I chose this sponsor because they gave quite a good upfront payment. The weekly income is very good compared to some of the other sponsors that were available, but that goal bonus, only have to achieve 2 points finishes during a whole 22 race season, is very achievable, especially considering how much money that we'll get paid for that, because that is really going to help us upgrade the facilities, upgrade the team, and in the future will definitely help us in our fight for drivers and constructors championships. So that is why I signed with TriStar. Next we have our teammate reveal, and as you can see we've gone with Jack Aitken, a very promising young British driver. The experience not quite there, nor is the racecraft, but we're going to aim to train that up, but that awareness and that pace very, very competitive compared to some of the other drivers in the game. So we went with him. Hopefully we can grow, and as a team we can start getting the odd point here and there this season. And finally, onto car performance and the R&D graph. Now I have to say I did record this first episode before the patch, so some of these cars aren't quite where you'd expect them to be. So Ferrari being at the top, for example, that's definitely not right. Racing Point being as low down as they are. Things like this, they have been patched, so for the next episode they will be right, but just bear that in mind for the first episode. Now, what I'm aiming to do with R&D as well is to try and be a bit more realistic and introduce upgrades as like big upgrades in one go, rather than having one upgrade here and there, because that's not really what teams do in F1 these days. So the first big upgrade we're going to aim at is going to be for round 5 at Zandvoort. So we're not going to have any upgrades on the car till then. So hopefully we can cling on to the back of the field. As you can see, we're just above Williams at the moment. Hopefully we don't get overtaken, and then come Zandvoort, we put a big upgrade on the car, take a big leap forward, and hopefully we can start challenging for points from then on. Now, in terms of engine upgrades, we have signed with Renault. That is the engine that we have gone for in this career. What I'm going to do with engine upgrades is that I'm only going to allow myself to introduce engine upgrades whenever we switch over to the next engine in the rotation, because obviously we're allowed 3 engines for the season. So my plan, should reliability allow it, is to introduce the second engine into the rotation at the 8th race of the season at Azerbaijan. So that will be where we introduce our first big engine upgrade, and hopefully that can power us on into the points for the coming races before the third engine will be introduced at round 14 at Belgium, because obviously that is quite a big power track. But that is the plan with the R&D for this career mode. So here we are then, just a few days before the Australian Grand Prix weekend. You can see the car in full now, that beautiful livery. Like I said before, I really think it looks stunning. Hopefully you guys like it as well. There I am training in the simulator apparently. But we're going to advance the last few days now before the race weekend, and then we're going to jump straight in and give a quick overview of what happened in practice, and then head straight into qualifying. So here we go then, out on track for the first time in the Smith racing car. There it is, doesn't it look fantastic? The light glimmering off the gold, I think it looks beautiful guys, so I hope you do like it. So, quick rundown on how practice went for us. It went pretty well to be fair. We got all the R&D points available to us, did all the programs, so that shows we've got pretty good pace compared to where we thought we were going to be this weekend, which hopefully will transfer into qualifying. On the long runs, the hard tyre felt atrocious, so in the race I am probably going to do a 2-stop. It's not the conventional strategy around here. Everyone else looks to be doing a 1-stop, going from the soft onto the hard tyre, but we're not going to do that because I just lost so much time on the hards. Here I am trying the mediums out, around slightly wide there. That was less than ideal, but other than that, I think the session went pretty well. The car, obviously, is a new car. It felt pretty sluggish. It was a bit heavy, wasn't very easy to throw around. It definitely lacks downforce compared to the cars around it. So that's definitely going to be an area we have to upgrade as the season goes on. Hopefully we can do that. Here we see Jack Aitken out on track. He is trying the hard tyre out. It looks like he will be doing a 1-stop in the race on Sunday as he's chased down by the Racing Point there. But overall the session went well. We showed decent pace, but sadly it wasn't all to plan. First we're going to see this beautiful little 3-wide moment that I had to include here as we battled out with the Williams of George Russell. As you can see, it does still have the Rocket livery on the car. That will be gone for the next episode, don't worry. Now, onto the downside of practice. This was in FP3 just before qualifying, trying to do a qualifying pace run into the high speed turn 11 and 12 chicane. You can probably see just on the exit there, get a bit wide on the curb and straight into the wall, and that was the end of our practice. So here we are then, the first qualifying session of the new career mode. Where are we going to end up today? As you can see, it is a beautiful day outside, so there's absolutely no weather to worry about. This is going to be decided on pure pace. Hopefully we've got the car to get further up the grid. So here we are then, in the garage for the first time. We're going to put the soft tyres on, wait a couple of minutes into the session just so that other people can go out and lay a bit of rubber down for us before we go out for our first banker lap. So here we go then, the engine roars into life behind us as we head out of the garage for our first ever lap in this car. So here we go then, the first lap in anger in the new Smith racing car. DRS wide open into turn 1, late as we can on the brakes, hit the apex absolutely perfectly. Tiny bit of oversteer there on the AstroTurf on the outside, which cost us a little bit of time. Bottas here does block us slightly to stop us taking the racing line, and he will put pressure on us this entire lap, which really put me off at the time of recording this. And so you'll see a few mistakes here and there. A nice corner there, but into this corner I completely miss the apex there as Bottas is still putting pressure on us, which really ruined our lap. Easily cost us a few tenths as we come through this corner. Again, a bit wide there, using a bit more curb and on the grass, which I didn't want. Down now into the heavy braking zone of turn 9. It's been repaved. It used to be very bumpy into here. As you can see again, we leave time on the table, not going as aggressive on the curb on the inside or on the outside as we probably can through there, so that's a few more tenths lost. As we come now towards turn 11 and 12, the fastest corners on the track, graze the wall on turn in, you can hear the lift off we have to take through there. This car lacks so much downforce compared to its rivals. We head now towards turn 13. This will be the biggest overtaking point in the race. Perfect apex there. We could have maybe taken a bit more curb on the outside, but this corner really again showing the lack of downforce this car has. Into the penultimate corner, struggled on traction through here all weekend, a little bit of oversteer, and the line through this corner with the lack of downforce was not very good. As we speed now towards the line, DRS open, this lap was a 1:24.7, definitely not the best lap as Bottas fires down the inside there. He runs wide, so his first lap is already ruined, but let's go to the garage and see where that puts us. So as you can see then, unsurprisingly, having to scroll down to find our lap, there we are with a 124.7, currently P18, P19 now as Giovinazzi sets his lap. We do outqualify Nicholas Latifi, as you can see there. He sets a 124.9, but Jack Aitken actually goes faster. So our teammate doing a good job already, going faster than us. I think we have about half a second in the car though, losing all that time on our laps. So we're going to go out at the end of the session to see what we can do. So with 20 seconds of this session remaining, we've gone out again, we cross the line into turn 1. Can we get a better lap and can we move up the grid? Bit later on the brakes, we miss the apex a bit this time and we are a bit wider on that curb on the outside. But we get a much better run onto the straight, no Bottas to block us this time. Hard on the brakes into turn 3. This is a much better line, we didn't drift as wide this time. As we come into the next corner, we do miss the apex there. Bit wide again, but through the next corner, this is the big time improvement. We hit the apex perfectly, we don't run wide on the exit, and that puts us up by a couple of tenths through sector 1. Hit the curb there, much better line through that corner as well, so this lap already looking much better. As we head into turn 9, the heavy braking zone, hard on the brakes, we attack the curb more. We do go wide on exit though, and a little bit of oversteer on the second phase does cost us maybe a tenth or two, but we are still up, heading into turn 11 and 12 at the start of sector 3. Great line through there. We try to attack the corner more this time, as much as we can in this car, as we head into the third DRS zone, down towards turn 13, late on the brakes again, down the gears, we miss the apex, a bit wider on the curb, into the next corner, we tried a slightly different tactic with the gears this time, it looks painfully slow, into the penultimate corner, again slightly wide, we get better traction this time though, a better line into this final corner, as we head towards the line now, open DRS, and towards the line we do improve and set a 124.1, which puts us P20 on the grid. So as you can see, we qualify and we'll start P20 on the grid for the race tomorrow. We were unfortunately out-qualified by George Russell, doing a fantastic job in that Williams, out-qualifying his teammate by 8 tenths of a second, so he definitely has the upper hand there. But as you can see, the big shock of qualifying, the team hyped up to be the head of the midfield, Racing Point, both cars out in Q1. No idea what's gone on there, but that has worked out disastrously for them. They're going to have to pull something special out of the bag tomorrow if they want to score points. But as you can see guys, we start P20 tomorrow. Hopefully you will join us for the race. That has been it for the first part of this career mode. Give the video a like if you have enjoyed it. Leave your comment below. Let me know where you think we can get this car in the race tomorrow. I hope you've enjoyed the episode. Subscribe if you're new. Keep up to date with the series. And we'll see you in the next one. Thank you very much and goodbye.